These are two leather on camphor wood Chinese export trunks, and they're of a type that were made in their thousands in the East by Chinese cabinet makers working in all of the different ports there, and they were sold either to Westerners passing through the ports, or they were sold to East India Company ships captains wholesale, who would then take them back to their own country, be it America or Britain, and they would sell them to trunk makers who would then retail them onto the sellers. So occasionally you even see them with an English trunk maker's label to the inside. Normally you can tell the difference between a Chinese export trunk and an English trunk by small elements in the design, the way the studs are fitted. On Chinese export ones, they're relatively tight. Also little rings like this give it away. But of course, the biggest clue is when you open up the trunk, take a deep breath, and you can smell the camphor wood inside. That of course is a very, very strong indicator that it's Chinese export. These two are made with green leather on camphor. Probably the most common ones you see are black leather on camphor. Occasionally you see red ones, red leather on camphor, and occasionally you see them painted with floral and other designs. Really quite good looking. Those are much rarer, harder to find. The green's a great colour on them, and I made them in a variety of sizes. You certainly get bigger than these. You also get smaller, and sometimes people would buy a set of them, graduating in size. Occasionally you see them like this one with original removable feet, and that just sets them up a little bit higher, and if you're going to use it as a coffee table or end of bed, it just makes it sit a little bit better. This top trunk is quite interesting because, let's get it in and show you a little bit closer. Hopefully you can see that. There's a label on there for Captain Thomas Canney. Now, the fact that there's no regiment engraved to the plate points it in the direction of being more than likely owned by a ship's captain, a sailor, rather than a military army officer. In research, the only Captain Thomas Canney that we've managed to find was the captain of a ship called the Catherine Stewart Forbes. This was a ship which is noted in 1830 as being used as a convict ship, and it took convicts to the colony of New South Wales in 1830. 2 years later, it's also recorded as going to Van Diemen's Land, Tasmania, of course. We're not 100% sure that it's the same Thomas Canney, but I think there's probably a very good chance that it is him. But more than that, these are very useful trunks for storage. The camphor wood, of course, will help protect any clothing against moths. That lovely, strong, pungent smell, very important in keeping moths away. But they're also very good looking trunks, you know, for coffee tables, side tables, or storage. Both around about the same date. These trunks were made over a very long period of time throughout the 19th century, this type of trunk. These both early to mid 19th century. Good looking trunks. So Chinese export, green leather on camphor wood, early to mid 19th century.